Hello, everybody. My name's Ian Clardy with Cross Country Mortgage, and I have along with me John Devon of Cross Country Mortgage. And John, what is the one thing that you hear a lot from your clients when they're making offers on houses?
Right. Uh, well, I will say the market seems to be getting a little bit more crazy, more competitive. Biggest frustration and pain point I'm seeing, I don't know if you're seeing right now, is going to look at houses on the weekend, putting in offers, only to find out that you're losing to a cash buyer, right? And there's a lot of things that we can do as lenders to mitigate that, but that has been especially recently the big pain point when you have finance buyers going up against cash buyers. It's tough to compete. So, I'm not sure if you can kind of echo what you're seeing in that regard, or if that's something you're seeing too.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot. We're seeing people obviously go above asking, but one of the biggest things is somebody went in with a cash offer. But we've got good news, right? So cross country this month here, March in 2024, has released the Cash Plus program, where basically cross country will back up that buyer and their offer with cash. And more or less, if they're not closing on their loan in time, cross country is going to step in and buy that house and then sell it back to the client, which could help a lot of people in this market, right, John?
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question on this. How would you present that to a seller? What's an effective way, if I'm a real estate agent, that I would present this cash plus to a seller so that way you can compete with those cash buyers?
Sure. Well, the biggest part here is this client that is going through this program has already been underwritten. We've already cleared all their conditions, minus the appraisal and all that stuff. But we're going to do a valuation on the property ahead of that offer to make sure that we are comfortable with the potential sales price, right? So the biggest thing for the agent is knowing that A, they've already been approved for the loan, they've already been through underwriting, and B, you can go in with no mortgage contingency and technically no appraisal contingency.
So worst case scenario in this, if I'm understanding correct, worst case scenario, if we don't close on time on the mortgage for whatever reason, which obviously that's not the goal, CCM comes in, pays cash, buys the house, and they get the loan after. Is that correct?
Yeah, so cross country will buy the house cash, then they're going to sell it back to the client for no markup, no additional cost. There's not a hidden fee. There's not the buyer's not paying twice the transfer tax, none of that. Cross country will buy the house cash and then sell it back to that client at the same price that they expected to pay.
So from a seller standpoint, this is going through one way or the other, whether it be the mortgage or the Cash Plus program when that activates, if there was an issue, the seller has assurance that they're getting paid, and that's really how we can compete with that cash offer.
That's correct. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. No matter what, the seller is still closing on time and still getting the same price that they expected.
Excellent, excellent. Anything that we need to know or that we need to watch out for or make sure that we're educating clients, buyers on for something like this if they wanted to do something like this?
Well, I mean, there is one little caveat, isn't there? So one of the things that cross country will require is that buyer to put 10% earnest money in escrow
Yep.
so that they can make sure that that buyer will continue moving forward with purchasing that house, even if cross country has to buy it.
Right. Um, is there a minimum required down payment for taking advantage? Is it 10% or are we talking about is this 20% down only? Give us a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, so this is going to be a 20% down primary residence conventional financing. Now, doesn't mean that we won't open this up to other avenues, other products, less down, more down, whatever it might be. But for now, until this program is got a solid footing on it, underneath of it, it'll be a 20% down conventional primary residence.
Excellent. Yeah, that's something that I think is going to make a big difference. Just being able to go in and have the assurance that no matter what happens, this is going to close, seller's going to get paid. You're coming in essentially with the equivalent of a cash offer from a strength standpoint. So you're turning a finance buyer to a cash buyer, um, and kind of checking a lot of the boxes in terms of how difficult it can be to compete in this market. So should be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. So if anybody has any questions, if they want more information, or if they want to get started on the process of being approved for this Cash Plus program, feel free to reach out to John or myself, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.